is CEMTV, reliable news and entertainment.
Is it time? I can't wait to see it.
Voice of the people, stories that matter.
Oh wow!
Truth in every moment, now and forever. Across every border, across every land, we form, we empower, together we stand. From Africa to the world, connecting every voice.
Hello and welcome to CEMTV News at 7. CEMTV News, truth first, you next. Stay informed to stay empowered. I am Francis Oyima, edit. Let's take a look at the headlines. Two political allies of the Rivers State Governor leave his camp for the Rainbow Coalition linked to Nyesom Wike. Obiakpo image maker and CEREM says commercial motorcycle ban is necessary for security and public order. Plus, United States Department of Homeland Security released names and photographs of 124 Nigerians facing deportation due to criminal convictions. We'll bring you details of these stories and more in just a moment. Please stay.
This is CEMTV, reliable news and entertainment.
Many thanks for joining us on the news this morning. Now we'll begin the report from Rivers State, where two political allies of the Rivers State Governor Simeon Fuber have reportedly left his camp and joined the Rainbow Coalition, an alliance linked to the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. The two politicians are Darlington Orji, a former senior special assistant to Governor Fuber, and Collins Onowo, a former commissioner for transport in the state. The move comes after Governor Fuber withdrew from the governorship race ahead of the APC primary election, thereby paving the way for Kingsley Chinda to emerge as the party's governorship candidate in the state. Darlington Orji announced his move on Facebook, saying he had returned home to his family as the political realignment continues in Rivers State ahead of the 2027 elections. Meanwhile, the Chief Press Secretary for Obiakpo Local Government area in Rivers State, Goodluck Nsirim, has restated the commitment of the local government chairman, Dr. Gift Wolu, to enforce the ban on commercial motorcycle operators in Obiakpo Local Government area of Rivers State, effective August 1st, 2026. And Siri made the comment during interaction with CEMTV News crew who visited his office to get clarity on the ban and to understand government's reason and plan for the area and the people.
The operations of commercial motorcycles in Obiakpo and Falga dates as far back as 2011. That's during the administration of Rotimi Amechi. At the time that particular ban was placed, residents of Port Harcourt obeyed it to the latter. Then at some point, when he left office, some persons started operating in disobedience to that particular ban. And then somewhere around 2020, the then governor too, Chief Barrister Nyesom Wike, placed another ban on the activities of commercial motorcycles in just Obiakpo and Falga. This is not just Obiakpo local government chairman waking up one morning and placing that ban. This is just enforcing a ban that has been there. And you talked about the reasons why it became necessary at this time to enforce these laws. Maybe I don't know the part of Port Harcourt you live, but I live somewhere around that Rumosi, Malakaya axis. That's where we have that's where we have a lot of bikes operating as we speak. In that axis alone, we have over 3,000 motorcycles. And the accidents that are recorded on a daily basis as a result of the operations, and then some of the carelessness amongst most of them, they're uncountable. Then when you look at the security concerns, we hear how people snatch bags on a daily basis, in those areas, still at gunpoint, and then jump on the bike and they move. It makes their movement easier. So these are some of the complaints that we have been, getting, and we feel that as a local government, this, like I said, this is not just Obiakpo local government, making a law. This is Obiakpo local government enforcing a ban that has been there by previous administrations.
Reacting on to concerns raised by motorists on the impact the ban would have on the living condition of commuters, businesses within the area, and the livelihood of motorcycle operators who depend solely on the business for daily survival, the Chief Press Secretary indicated that there are plans to set up something to cushion the effect of the burden in the coming days.
If we are saying that it's just Obiakpo and Falga, have you asked yourself how people survive in Lagos? Have you asked yourself how commuters go about in Abuja? Don't forget that when you're talking about cities in Nigeria, you must talk about Port Harcourt, Lagos, and Abuja. And I'm aware that in these cities, motorcycles do not operate. Commercial motorcycles do not operate. If life was as difficult as they're trying to paint it, do you think that people would be relocating to Abuja and Lagos on a daily basis the way they are doing? Because there are no motorcycle operators, commercial motorcycles operating in those areas. And so this is just about people being sensational, if you ask me. This issue of hardship, economic hardship, will always be on the table. But sometimes government need to take certain decisions to restore sanity that will be in the interest of the overall residents of this particular LGA.
To the national scene, where the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC, has announced plans to stop using crude oil-backed loans to finance the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries. NNPC Group CEO Bayo Ojulari said that the refineries must become self-sustaining businesses that can generate money, attract investors, and fund their own operations based on performance. He explained that the company is moving away from the old system of borrowing money without linking it to future funding and to the refinery productivity. Instead of future funding, will depend on how well the refineries operate and generate value. NNPC is also exploring partnerships with foreign investors, including Chinese companies, to help rehabilitate, expand, and improve the refineries. The company said the goal is to transform the refineries into profitable facilities that can support Nigeria's energy needs and reduce reliance on government funding. Meanwhile, the Director General of the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, Abisoye Kuka Odusote, has said that the newly enacted NIMSI Act 2026 will improve Nigeria's digital identity system by strengthening data security and tackling identity-related crimes.
Bill Akpabio and Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, and to the respective ministers here, the Attorney General of the Federation, and to my Honorable Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubumin Tunji-Ojo, and to the World Bank representatives, and to the House Leader, happy birthday once more. You turned 70 yesterday. Today marks a defining moment in the history of identity management in Nigeria. Mr. President, your visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to digital transformation have once again positioned Nigeria for a future driven by innovation, trust, and inclusion. This landmark legislation is not just an amendment of an existing law. It is a bold leap into the future. For 19 years, the legal framework governing Nigeria's identity management system remained unchanged, while the digital landscape evolved rapidly. Today, that gap has been closed. Building on the NIMSI Act of 2007, the NIMSI Act 2026 establishes a modern legal framework that further strengthens the Nigerian digital public infrastructure, creating the foundation for trusted identity and seamless access to government and private sector services. It reinforces the National Identification Number as the cornerstone of identity verification and authentication across the country. The Act also introduces critical innovations that respond to the realities of today's digital world. It strengthens the protection of citizens' personal data, reinforces cybersecurity measures, provides the legal basis for a robust national public key infrastructure, and supports secure digital authentication, encryption, and digital signatures. These provisions will enhance trust in digital transactions and protect Nigerians in an increasingly connected economy. Mr. President, this historic legislation demonstrates your administration's commitment to protecting citizens' data, expanding access to essential services, strengthening national security, and accelerating Nigeria's digital economy. It provides a strong legal foundation for building a trusted digital ecosystem that will galvanize the achievement of a $1 trillion economy by 2030 through economic diversification and social investment. I also wish to sincerely appreciate the President of the Senate, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, the distinguished members of the National Assembly, the Honorable Minister of Interior, the Honorable Minister of Justice, and the Attorney General of the Federation, our development partners, the World Bank, stakeholders, and the dedicated staff of NIMSI, whose collective efforts have made this achievement very possible. As a Commission, we remain committed to implementing this Act with transparency, professionalism, innovation, and the highest standards of data protection and service delivery. We will continue to work tirelessly to ensure that every Nigerian and legal resident benefits from a secure, inclusive, and efficient digital identity ecosystem. Once again, I thank you, Mr. President, for this historic gift to Nigeria and to generations yet unborn. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Kokau Dosate, who announced a nationwide enrollment program to expand national identification number (NIN) registration and ensure that more Nigerians are captured in the identity system, noted that the new law gives NIMSI more powers to work with security agencies to arrest and prosecute identity thieves. The Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris, also commended the development and called for more public awareness and cooperation among government agencies to maximize the benefits of the new law. Away from that, heavy rainfall and flooding have disrupted electricity supply in parts of Lagos and Osun State, forcing power companies to temporarily cut off electricity supply in affected areas to prevent a complete collapse of the power grid. Eco Electricity Distribution Company, EKDC, said that outages in some Lagos communities were caused by disruptions on major transmission lines, including the Oshoboy Keja 330 kV and Benin Egbin 330 kV lines. The affected areas include parts of Lekki, Chevron, Ikate, Oniru, Aja, Osapa, and surrounding communities. EKDC said that it is working with the National Grid Operator to restore normal electricity supply once the damaged transmission lines are back in service. Meanwhile, the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company, IBEDC, reported that flooding at the Ilerin injection substation in Osun State affected several feeders, which caused outages in some communities, including Ifawara, Iwara, Orobo, Isare, and nearby areas. But companies apologized to customers and assured residents that efforts are ongoing to restore public supply. In another development, we head to Oyo State, where the Deputy Governor Bayo Lawal has visited the scene of a violent clash in the Ojo area of Ibadan to assess the situation and reassure residents of their safety.
State wa yìí a mọ̀ fún ìrọ̀rùn ìdàgbàsókè a ti ṣe bí Ọ̀yọ́ láàrí o Ọ̀yọ́ ò ní ṣe bí ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan a ń láti dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo àwọn tó ṣẹ̀wálẹ̀ nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ tó yẹ pé ìrìn àjò àǹfààní fónílé àtàlejò lọ́ fi lé wa lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ ìlú Ìbàdàn. Nọ́mbà 2 ìkejì in tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lánàá mọ́jú yìí nǹkan ọ̀bànújẹ́ ni in tó sì lè tako ààlà sọ̀rọ̀ wa nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ni. Ṣùgbọ́n ìjọba ò ní jẹ́ kí gbogbo ẹ̀ dàrú lábẹ́ báyọ̀.
The clash, which involved rival groups that left several persons dead and some others injured, also caused tension in the community, disrupting business activities. Reportedly started after a commercial tricycle rider was killed following a dispute over a point-of-sale POS transaction. During his visit, Lawal described the incident as a criminal matter and warned residents against revenge attacks. He noted that criminal activities should not be linked to any ethnic group and assured that those responsible for the act would be arrested and prosecuted. Security agencies, including the police, the military, and the Oyo State Security Network Agency and Motoku, have been deployed to restore peace in the area. The state government has also promised to investigate the cause of the violence and ensure justice for the victims. We move to Africa, where Arnold Ndamasi has officially resumed all duties as King Mizulu, Kaziwiletini's private security, following the resignation of Prince Kinwagubani Zulu, who stepped down after serving for about a month in the role. Zulu confirmed his resignation but declined to explain the reasons, saying that the king's office should make them public. According to reports, Zulu never fully took over the position because King Mizulu continued assigning key responsibilities to Ndamasi. Sources also claimed that Zulu lacked the necessary support, including a salary and an official vehicle. The king's spokesperson, Mpikasi Mbutelizi, confirmed the resignation, while the traditional prime minister, Reverend Tulasiwi Betulezi, announced that Ndamasi has now fully resumed his responsibilities and other administrative duties in the king's office. On a foreign scene, United States Department of Homeland Security has released the names and photographs of 124 Nigerians it says are among foreign nationals facing deportation due to a criminal conviction. The list serves as part of DHS updated Worst of the Worst criminal register, which highlights the individuals that the agency says were convicted of serious offenses. U.S. authorities did not reveal the specific crimes linked to each person or announce when the deportations will take place. It has said the action is part of the ongoing immigration enforcement efforts by the U.S. government, with priority given to individuals considered to be serious criminal offenders. On another front, at least 39 people have died following a severe flooding that was caused by a tropical storm, Maysak, hit southern China. The worst hit area was Hangzhou in Guangxi province, where a partially collapsed reservoir dam triggered a deadly flooding that killed 26 people and 9 others still missing. Rescue teams are still using boats and drones to reach affected communities, while flood waters have also swept away animals, with a local zoo reporting more than 100 missing animals. Meanwhile, Typhoon Bavi is expected to pass near Taiwan before making a landfall on China's east coast, bringing more heavy rain, and authorities have said that flood waters are gradually receding, while cleanup, road repairs, and power restoration efforts will continue in the affected areas. And still to come in the news, Lagos State government hands over a rescued 22-year-old woman and a baby to officials of the Plateau State government. Nigeria Customs Service, Borno, and Yobe Area Command partner with the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission to promote integrity, accountability, and transparency among its officers. I'll bring you details of these in just a moment. Please stay.
This is CEMTV, reliable news and entertainment.
Many thanks for staying with us. In the news at 7, we begin the rest of the news with business, where the Nigeria Customs Service and CS Borno Yobe Area Command has partnered with the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission to promote integrity, accountability, and transparency among its officers. A sensitization program, which was held at the Custom House in Maiduguri, focused on ethical standards, anti-corruption laws, and accountability in customs operations. Custom Area Controller Muhammad Idris stated that integrity and professionalism are essential for protecting government revenue, facilitating legitimate trade, and maintaining public trust. During this session, ICPC officials educated officers on corruption prevention, reporting procedures, ethical decision-making, and whistleblower protection. The Commission also donated anti-corruption advocacy materials and copies of the ICPC Act to the Custom Command. In Held, Tingi Kindness, a 22-year-old woman rescued by the Lagos State government after she was found unconscious on a street in Island, Lagos, has now been handed over to officials of the Plateau State government, who will provide her and her baby with rehabilitation and support. Kindness was found unconscious on a street in Island, Lagos, and was rushed to the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital lawsuit through the Lagos State Health Management Agency's assistance in distress Lashma Aid, where she received emergency treatment. After recovering, she gave birth to a healthy baby. Lagos officials noted that the rescue highlights the success of the state's emergency healthcare program, which provides life-saving treatment to residents regardless of their financial status, saying that the program has served 34 lives since it became fully operational in March 2026. In sports, following speculations about the future of Nigerian winger Samuel Chukwueze, the new head coach of AC Milan, Ruben Amorim, has confirmed that Samuel will remain at the club. The coach said that Chukwueze is an important player because of his ability to beat defenders one-on-one, and that he fits well into its tactical plans. He also added that the club wants to focus on improving its current squad before signing new players. Chukwueze is now expected to join AC Milan's pre-season training for a regular place in the team ahead of the new season following the recent development. On our entertainment news, May Edochie has filed a lawsuit at the Lagos State High Court against her former lawyer Emeka Ogunye, Lynch Edochie ex-fiancée Yinka Thesson, and operators of several social media accounts over alleged cyberbullying, harassment, and defamation. She claims that the defendants have carried out a coordinated online campaign against her for years by sharing false allegations, edited photos, AI-generated images, insult, and other damaging content of her. May is asking the court to stop them from making further posts about her, order the removal of the alleged defamatory content and social media account, and direct the platforms to reveal the identities of the account operators. She also alleged that the online attacks have hurt her reputation, affected her business deals and endorsement, exposed her family to harassment, and caused her emotional distress. The court has ordered that the defendant be served with the legal document, and the case has been adjourned for a service report. And that's CEMTV News at 7, but before we go, let's take a quick look at the major headlines this morning. We inform you that two political allies of the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara reportedly left his camp and joined the Rainbow Coalition linked to Nyesom Wike. We also informed you that heavy rainfall and flooding has disrupted electricity supply in parts of Lagos and Osun State. Still on the news and the foreign scene, we told you that the United States Department of Homeland Security has released the names and photographs of 124 Nigerians facing deportation due to criminal convictions. In business, we told you that the Nigeria Customs Service Borno and Yobe Area Command